Group discussion assesses you on a very significant parameter, and that is contribution. Your ability to contribute is being assessed from a dual perspective. Number one, the role in which you contribute, and number two, the nature of your contribution. Let us try to understand them in a sequence. Coming to the role in which you are required to contribute, your roles can assume different dimensions. For example, you may assume the role of a leader. Now, the leader is a person who initiates. The leader is a person who defines the goal for the group discussion. The leader is a person who has the courage to start and lead the group to a particular thought process. You can be a leader in so many different ways. You may not be the first speaker, but you may still be able to moderate the discussion, and therefore you may show a strong leadership trait. The other role which you can play in a group discussion is that of a fountainhead. Now, the fountainhead, as the name suggests, is indicative of that somebody who's able to think laterally, that somebody is able to think divergently, creatively, and is able to get different dimensions on table. In fact, discussions typically become repetitive after a short while. This is where the fountainhead steps in and is able to give a new dimension to the discussion. The minute that happens, everybody latches onto it. Therefore, this somebody gets a lot of respect in the group by virtue of his or her ability to add fuel to the fire. The third role which you can play in a group discussion is that of a piggy rider. As the name suggests, piggy riding is latching onto somebody, is hopping onto somebody's back and then sailing all across. It is possible that your neighbor gives a wonderful point, but somehow the discussion was in such a state or situation that he or she was not audible. But you quietly and quickly registered what he or she said. And in a short while, you were able to pack in the same point and make an impact in the discussion. And this is where the piggy rider gets noticed. This is where you are able to create an advantage based on your fluency and your smartness. And of course, the fourth role, which we do not propagate and advise, is the role of being indifferent, where you are not being a positive contributor to the discussion, and this is something which the panel would not appreciate. So in effect, we have three core roles: leader, fountainhead, and piggy rider. The other point, the other challenge which we need to understand in contribution is the nature of contribution. The nature of your contribution may be either positive or negative. Let us try to understand this through an example. Say the topic for the discussion is 2 plus 2 is 4. And the first speaker starts off by saying, 2 plus 2 is 4, we all know it. Now this somebody is trying to tell the panel and the group that 2 plus 2 is evidently 4. So what is there in this topic to discuss? Now the minute this happens, this comes across as a negative contribution. You are trying to dampen the spirit of the participants. You're trying to tell the panel that the topic is not worthy of the discussion. Whereas the same topic can be handled differently in this following way. 2 plus 2 is 4, we all know it, but can we look at this topic from a different perspective? Do we always buy things on their face value? Friends, can we come forward and discuss the topic in detail? Now this is somebody who is trying to show a positive contribution. He's trying to create a favorable environment where people come together and participate and do justice to the given topic. So positive and negative. Obviously, we would suggest that you try to show a positive role of contributing in a discussion and stay away from the other side.